Let's talk about Dunkirk. So, Dunkirk smashed its way into theaters, or maybe sailed its way into theaters sometime in the past 2 weeks. I don't remember the release date. And I saw it about a week after it came out. So, this video will contain no spoilers, which is important because I think you should watch it, go into it blind. If you're like me and you're a history nerd and you know a lot about the Second World War and you like watch a lot of war movies, then this movie will be weird for you for a few reasons. Now, Dunkirk actually right now is on IMDb's top 10 movies, which a lot of people are shocked about. But need I remind you that many hit movies make that list for a while and then they kind of drop back down after a while, after all the hype dies down. And as we are riding the Dunkirk hype train out to a stop, I think now is a good time for me to go ahead and talk about it. So, Dunkirk is a film about the evacuation of Dunkirk that happened in the year 1940 after a failed defense of France from the German invasion, as well as the Swiss invasion, not Swiss, the Belgian invasion and Luxembourg invasion. British special forces and French soldiers were defending France against the German invasion. So the Germans, they were smashing them. They had all their Sherman tanks, all their Stuka bombers, and they were pushing them back up north. Now, the Germans thought they were going to try to escape from Calais. You may have heard of Calais. It's where basically every English Channel crossing is launched from in France. So they heavily guarded Calais with all their warships and all their planes and all their soldiers. So the Allies, England and France, or Britain and France rather, they went for a smaller port called Dunkirk to the north. And so there were 400,000 British and French men just sitting on this beach waiting to be rescued. And England, a place that was not yet occupied, was so far away, yet so close. And I think they're trying to capture this emotion of, being so close to home, yet so far from home. And first things first, I want to say I love this movie. I actually genuinely, I thought I was going to enjoy it, and I did enjoy it. But it's not a war movie per se. There are no band of heroes fighting their way against the Germans or whatever, making their way to victory. Eventually they'll have their great victory and win the war. This is a tale of 400,000 people trying desperately to escape from the beaches. This is a tale of civilians taking their boat that they own across the channel to risk their life to save their soldiers. This is a tale of pilots in the air desperately trying to defend these soldiers who are totally exposed to air fire. And watching this movie, it feels like less of a war movie, less of an action movie, and more of an experiment, because the way Dunkirk works is it tells the story from three perspectives. There is the story on the land, on the beach of Dunkirk, and it follows a couple soldiers running around the beach trying to get off the beach via ships. There is a story at sea about a family of civilians who take their small boat called the Moonstone across the channel to go rescue some soldiers. And there's a story of three pilots actually, who are in planes trying to go and cover the escape of the soldiers on Dunkirk. But it's not like, your average sort of Star Wars battle where they're all having simultaneously. The land story takes place over the final week of Dunkirk, okay? The boat story is over the final day, and the the air story is in the final hour. So, but yet they're all equally divided over the movie. So you see things in like the air part or sea part in the movie that have not yet happened in the sea part or the land part. So if a ship sinks, say, that's not a spoiler. Lots of ships sink in the movie. It's quite entertaining. But if a ship sinks, you will see it from the point of the pilot's point of view, before you actually see the ship sinking from the land or the sea point of view. Which is an interesting format for a movie like this, because I think there are a lot of tales to be told about the Dunkirk evacuation, and I think that this is a really cool way of showing it off. And I want to see more movies do stuff like this, because it actually is a really original idea that I've never seen or even thought of before. Now, another thing to understand about this movie is that it's not really plot driven, but it's not really action packed either. There's actually very little dialogue. The first line of dialogue is like 3 minutes of the movie, and I think that's good. I think it's good that there isn't a lot of dialogue, because this isn't, a dramatic tale. It's just the Dunkirk evacuation. It was a very important part of the war. There was no story to it, not really anyway. But there's not much action either, because most of it is just the Allied soldiers trying to escape this beach that they're pinned down on. It's very difficult to describe. Actually, it's very very unique as to most war movies. Like that's why I say it's not really a war movie. It's more of a, I can't even describe it. A thriller? Maybe a thriller. It's not like Saving Private Ryan or, The Bridge Over the River Kwai. There's no victory. Not really, anyway. It's like, I don't know, the ending isn't satisfying in a good way, because the Dunkirk evacuation, it was successful, but it didn't win the war. There was still 5 years to go. I really had trouble like thinking about how to describe this. But although it is, I will say, I might be turning you off of it right now, but I seriously think you should go watch it, because there's a lot of cool stuff in the movie. If you like history, it's good. If you don't like history, it's good. One more thing, though. A lot of people are hyped about this movie just because Harry Styles is in it. And let me tell you, Harry Styles' character is named Alex. He's a soldier, and he is mostly part of the beach storyline, like the land storyline. And Alex is a tool. Alex, he doesn't really do much for most of the movie, but about the 2/3 point, no spoilers here, about the 2/3 point, he starts getting panicked because, the Germans are getting closer and closer and closer, and they're running out of time to escape. So he starts accusing people of, slowing down their progress and even being spies. And this is very apparent when, he yells at this one guy for so long, and I just think, this guy sucks. And I'm not going to say anything else about that. I don't want to spoil anything. But just, if you're in the movie to see Harry Styles, keep in mind that his character is kind of a jerk. But yeah, it's a very good movie. I really, really love it. I would totally see it again if I had, the time or money. But then again, I do have the time to make YouTube videos, so that's good. But yeah, that's Dunkirk. Very, very good movie. So yeah, that's about it. I will see you later. Goodbye.